A very warm welcome to you. This is Easy Friday. You're watching KBC Channel 1. My name is Shiksha. Arora. The sign language interpreter is Susan Thuku. And if you are watching, well, wherever you're watching from, remember you can let us know. The hashtag is Easy Friday at Shiksha Arora at KBC Channel 1. We'd love to interact with you later on. And all eyes are currently on Parliament as next week, Tuesday, is the big day to find out if the Finance Bill 2024 will get voted or voted out, voted in or voted out. So we'll find out all about that later on. Remember, we'll be giving you details on what Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who has been continuing to push for the Mount Kenya unity. Remember, we'll be finding out what he has to say as well. And of course, we'll also be giving you the latest when it comes to the professionals from Nyanza region who have challenged the forthcoming Nyanza International Investment Conference. So we'll be giving you all those updates right here on Easy Friday. All you have to do is sit back and watch this live broadcast. For now, though, it's time for the highlights.
We salute Kenyans who have used text messaging, phone calls, and social media initiatives, hashtag #FindMyMP, to urge their legislators to listen to their constituents and vote no.
A looming showdown as the Mayor promises to vote against the Finance Bill 2024, citing what it terms punitive tax proposals. Pushing for merit. Employers are challenged to insist on certified academic documents to stop cheaters from gaining undue advantage in job placements. And fare thee well, Fire Mama. Popular reggae MC Njambi Kokai is laid to rest. All right, all eyes on the Finance Bill 2024, and that is our top story tonight as Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition has instructed its lawmakers to vote against the Finance Bill 2024 on Tuesday next week. Now, they held that the proposed and newly introduced taxes, such as eco-levy and digital markets tax, will raise the cost of living. Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka and ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna have further directed the legislators to cancel any travel plans and physically attend the proceedings in the National Assembly.
In readiness for a face-off over the Finance Bill 2024 in the National Assembly Tuesday next week, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition says it will not side with the government.
We salute Kenyans who have used text messaging, phone calls, and social media initiatives, hashtag #FindMyMP, to urge their legislators to listen to their constituents and vote no.
Warning against any absenteeism or abstinence by their lawmakers, Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka said the taxes proposed in the bill, including eco-levy and motor vehicle tax, will result in increased prices of basic commodities and hence the high cost of living.
Should it be put to effect, it will significantly raise production costs, will destroy the industry's ability to compete, resulting in closures and job losses. As a result, our local and export markets will be negatively impacted.
Kama kwa mafuta mwaka jana waliongeza 16% kutoka 8% VAT kwa mafuta. Na sasa tena tunasikia bado wanaongeza ushuru mwingine wa fuel levy kutoka 18% hadi 25%. Ushuru huu utaongeza gharama ya maisha.
ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna revealed that ODM had written to all its 86 members of parliament, directing them to physically participate in the Tuesday's proceedings and cast their vote.
All members of the National Assembly are to suspend any planned trips or any activities that would see them out of Nairobi for the duration of the consideration of the Finance Bill 2024, and that means from the date of tabling on Tuesday next week until a vote is taken.
They further criticized the 3.9 trillion budget estimates read on Thursday for allocating what they term as too much money to the executive, fearing much could be stolen or misused.
He has reduced school feeding program by 2 billion shillings. He has reduced the education budget by 25%.
Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya coalition perceived rebel members of parliament abstain or vote in favor of the Finance Bill 2024. Azimio leadership says they will meet the wrath of the people come 2027. Give us in mind is a Friday in Karen, Nairobi.
All right, now Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has continued to push for the Mount Kenya unity, saying that his stance reflects the wish of the common Mwananchi. And speaking when he opened a classroom constructed through the Constituency Development Fund in Highway Manyata Primary School in Ruai Kasarani sub-county of Nairobi County, the Deputy President also called on leaders to respect Kenyans regardless of their social status.
Ukisikia kitu ninasema ni ile ground inafanya nini? Ni ile ground inasema. Na mimi kama Rigathi Gachagua sina sauti yangu. Mimi naongea kwa niaba. Mimi naongeaka kwa niaba. Na ukisikia nimechukua msimamo fulani, iko watu wengi sana nyuma yangu wananiambia msimamo ni huo. Yeah? Hawa watu wetu hata kama ni maskini, hata kama ni villagers, wako na heshima yao. Na ningetaka kuuliza viongozi wote ya Kenya, tuache kutukana wananchi.
Now, professionals from Nyanza region have been challenged to take advantage of the forthcoming Nyanza International Investment Conference to turn opportunities into results. Information, Communication and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Eliud Awalo also says that input from the professionals collaborating with local and international investors during the conference will lead to tangible agreements for economic growth. Take a look.
The legal fraternity drawn from the Law Society of Kenya is the latest professional body to meet with Information, Communication and the Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Eliud Awalo in a series of meetings seeking to woo professionals to attend the Nyanza International Investment Conference to be held on the 28th and 29th June in Kisumu County. While acknowledging the economic potential of the six-county strong region, the CS however challenged the professionals to ensure the conference yields tangible results.
And that at the tail end of that conference, we should be able to sign off certain tangible agreements informed by the opportunities that we have from an economic perspective.
Both local and international investors have been assured of a space to exhibit. The European Union has already confirmed its attendance.
And we gave them an exposé on the economic opportunities available in Nyanza, and they have assured us that they'll bring investors to the conference. Last weekend, we had a meeting with the business community under the auspices of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Again, they have assured us that this is a good initiative. They are coming to the conference.
You come up with the best ideas, but your program is only one, implementation. So can we talk less and implement more?
Awalo further reaffirmed the government's commitment to the realization of Nyanza's economic development, even as he urged LSK to ensure all the legal aspects of the conference are met. Over 1,200 delegates have already confirmed attendance at the conference, whose theme is Nyanza Rising towards economic transformation for socio-economic and development.
The most important is the blue economy, as I said earlier. We want to take advantage of the lake and the rivers in Nyanza in various ways. We have the traditional fishing that needs to be improved to be more commercialized. We have some limited cage farming going on in Nyanza. We need to commercialize that and make it more productive so that people can gain out of it.
You have a challenge to ensure that even as you negotiate these policies, why can't there be a slot for LSK advocates?
Yusuf reporting for Easy Friday.
Now, Kenyans have been urged to come out in large numbers to donate blood in order to replenish the country's blood bank and curb blood shortage. Speaking during the 20th World Blood Donors Day, Kenya Tissue and Transplant Authority Regional Manager Festus Koech says they are targeting to get over 500,000 units of blood by the end of the year, with 300,000 pints collected so far.
Kenya marked the 20th World Blood Donor Day, with the Kenya Tissue and Transplant Authority completing their 3-day blood donation drive, appealing to Kenyans to help restock the country's blood bank. The authority's regional manager, Festus Koech, says the country's demand for blood stands at a high of 200 people daily.
Donations are normally voluntary, so most of the times people are still reluctant in donating blood because of fear. It is fear of the unknown. Some of them even think that it is painful to donate, and some of them fear that they might even faint or fall sick thereafter.
Kindly, let's come out in large numbers and save a life somewhere, because the most important thing you can give out is to save a life. So sometimes the most important thing you can give out is to save a life.
Through the blood donation drive, they have so far collected 300,000 pins and hope to reach or even surpass their target of 500,000 pins of blood by the end of the year.
So our target is just to get 1% collection from 1% of the population, which has been a recommendation by the World Health Organization. And so far we are at 341,000. So we are still behind by 200,000 donors. But now we are very confident that we are going to make it at the end of the year.
However, the Ministry of Health has been asked to incorporate blood charges in the Health Insurance Fund to help Kenyans access the commodity with ease.
What I pray is that one day within the UHC package that we are envisioning as a country, that we get to make that a service that we give fully within the UHC package to a client. So that way we're not asking you, whatever we build around the blood ecosystem is reimbursable under the UHC. So in which case then the UHC will cover for that.
This year's theme is celebrating 20 years of giving. Kasi Chanamasha, Easy Friday.
Now, the Kenya Revenue Authority North Rift has surpassed half of its targeted revenue by collecting 400 million shillings against the projected 770 million shillings during the penalties and interest amnesty period. The authority, through the amnesty program, will forego 2.6 billion shillings in the region, consisting of 7 counties. KRA has partnered with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation to provide civic education on the amnesty program in Eldoret and other parts of North Rift, while rallying Kenyans to file their tax returns, as there will be no extension. KRA officers will remain operational on Sunday the 30th of June, the deadline for filing of tax returns.
So we are driving compliance to the highest levels possible. Again, we are also looking at having taxpayers who are law abiding, as citizens as well. And of course, for KRA, it's important that we want to be dealing with, with debts which are collectible moving forward. And as a country, for the government and KRA, we are able to do proper planning and, of course, do proper forecasts moving forward.
As we approach towards the end of this month, which is the end of the amnesty program, we are seeing some upsurge in the applications and taxpayers who are eager to pay coming to us. And this is what we are encouraging everybody who now owes KRA principal taxes for the period up to December 2022 to come forward and engage us and see how we facilitate them to settle their principal taxes and benefit from the waiver of interest and penalties, which as a region we've managed to waive more than 2.6 billion so far.
All right, and with that, it's time for us to take a first commercial break. But when we're back, we will be talking about the South African elections as the new government is sworn in. Of course, we'll also be talking about Njambi Kokai's burial that happened today. So details on that and much more right here on Easy Friday. Don't go too far.
Kikohozi cha muda wowote, kutokwa na jasho kwa wingi usiku, uchungu kwenye kifua, afya kudhoofika, tafuta matibabu. Labda ni TB ni ugonjwa wa kweli. Ukipimwa matibabu yapo utapona. Daktari kushauri tumia dawa kwa nidhamu. Elimu tupashane tupige vita TB. Mwa TB waishi poa.
Nilianza kuendesha boda miaka michache iliyopita ili kuhudumia familia yangu. Sio kazi rahisi, lakini inaweka chakula mezani. Wakati huo nilifikiria siwezi kushindwa. Ningeendesha boda kwa kasi, kukwepa na kuvuka barabara ovyo ovyo. Ningefanya chochote ili kufika napokwenda haraka. Lakini siku moja nilikuwa hospitalini kwa miezi 3. Kosa moja karibu liondoe kila kitu. Mwaka moja baada ya kutoka hospitalini, nilihudhuria mafunzo ya jinsi ya kuendesha boda kwa usalama. Boda ni life, lakini life si kitu bila usalama. Zingatia kanuni za trafiki. Hakikisha unavaa helmet na reflector jacket wakati wote.
Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na NTSA kwa ushirikiano na European Union.
Back to the future. The future is simulate. Bet smarter. Win faster now. Be a winner. Mozart Bet.
Kikohozi cha muda wowote, kutokwa na jasho kwa wingi usiku, uchungu kwenye kifua, afya kudhoofika, tafuta matibabu.
Eat.
I'm coming. Nisaidie tu nizo 70 hours zingine, alafu mimi ndakuwa nimekusort. Don.
Hatuwezi pea mtu loan kama hana garanta.
This is business.
Buda, unajiingizaji kwa mess kama hiyo?
Mwa TB waishi poa.
Welcome back. Now, the prosecution in a murder case facing former Migori Governor Okoth Obado has closed its case. The prosecution told the trial judge Cecilia Githua that it would not call more witnesses after the investigating officer, Chief Inspector Nicholas Ole Sena, gave his last evidence Friday. Parties will now file written submissions so that the judge can give his ruling on whether Obado and his 2 co-accused have a case to answer in the murder of former Rongo University student Sharon Otieno. Details in the Scales of Justice segment.
Obado, his former personal assistant Michael Oyamo, and Caspar Lobiero, who have been on the dock since 2018, were charged with the murder of Sharon Otieno.
My lady, I confirmed from KC Referral Hospital and found the documents did not originate from the hospital, my lady.
And who had helped the second accused acquire those documents that he handed over to the police?
It is the third accused person.
On Friday, during the close of the witness stand by the prosecution, defense counsels led by senior counsel Kyoko Kilukumi told the court that they needed more time to file their written submissions to enable the court to make a decision.
Once we put in written submission, you can limit the time for highlighting, and we propose a maximum of 30 minutes for the highlights. This case has been described by the investigating officer as one of public interest. Everybody wants to know, why are we making this application of no case to answer? And they need to hear why we have made that application, the reasons for it.
Justice Cecilia Githua directed the matter be mentioned virtually on 20th June 2024 so as the court can give direction on the timeframes for filing the submissions. The late Sharon Otieno was found murdered and his body was dumped in Kodera Forest 6 years ago.
The investigations have been completed.
And 4 police officers from Kasarani police station who have been in custody for over a week for allegedly breaking into a motor vehicle where 2.2 million shillings said to have been stolen have been released.
He's still in hospital at KNH where he's fighting for his life after suffering the asthmatic attack. So that's the reason he's absent, Your Honor. And he was taken to court pursuant to this court's order.
The officers Anthony Ndegwa, Daniel Sunkuli, Simon Masharia and Anthony Mwendwa were set free after the court was informed that the investigation report had been forwarded to the DPP for review as to whether they should be charged. However, the trial magistrate was told that the 2 civilians, Young Wakisi and Lucas Chacha, were found with the offense of breaking into a motor vehicle and were directed to plead to the criminal charges facing them.
I wish now to confirm that the investigations have been completed, and the outcome of the investigations, Your Honor, is that the 5th and the 6th respondent have been charged in criminal case number E620 of 2024.
The court has ordered them to deposit a bond of 800,000 shillings each to secure their release pending trial. Elsewhere, Milimani's Chief Magistrate Bernard Ochoi has directed a protester who attempted to disrupt the budget showcase on Thursday to undergo a mental assessment test.
For 60 years, we have been living like we are not human beings, like we are half human beings. We are considered like children of a lesser God. Now, this cannot continue. It cannot continue in any way. We are ruled by a minority that does not care for the interests of the majority. Politicians are lies and thieves, and they have stolen our freedom, they have stolen our minds, they have stolen our land, they have stolen our future.
The court said he could not stand to take a plea until the results were out. Ruth Wamboy for Easy Friday.
Now in other news, hundreds of Kenyans thronged Langata Cemetery in Nairobi to bid farewell to the late media personality and reggae MC Mary Njambi Kokai. Speakers at the occasion and Njambi's fans praised her for her bravery and endurance in the fight against endometriosis. She revealed her struggles with the disease in 2018 and battled it till her last breath at a Nairobi hospital on June 3rd. Njambi began her career in the media at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation in 2007 as an intern in radio before venturing to TV news anchoring and later to the entertainment industry.
To make you proud, I'll never be more loved than I am right now. Oh.
And unfortunately, Njambi, the late Njambi Kokai's dad, Ambassador Kokai, also passed on this morning. So may their souls rest in peace. Now, moving on, newly elected members of parliament in South Africa have taken oath of office and are expected to elect the country's next president. By all indications, Cyril Ramaphosa looks set to earn a second term after his African National Congress party entered into coalition agreement with the second largest party, Democratic Alliance, and other parties who have been invited to join what is being called a government of national unity. Early in the afternoon, the MPs elected ANC's Thoko Didiza as Speaker of the National Assembly. All right, and that leads us to our second break, but we will be back shortly. We've got business news as well as sports coming up, so make sure you stay right here on Easy Friday.
Clean and reliable water is vital to every citizen. But did you know that non-revenue water, which includes leakages, theft, vandalism, and inefficient systems, poses a serious threat to our water supply?
The water that will get to me, the quality will be lower because it will get contaminated before it gets to be sealed and repaired.
As a water consumer, you can get involved in reducing non-revenue water and ensure efficient water use.
Sasa mimi nikitembea nione mahali maji pipe imepasuka inamwaga maji. Mimi naangalia naona kabisa ni pipe. Huwa nachukua simu yangu napigia wenye wanatengeneza. Wanakuja kutengeneza hapo.
And if you have any information of somebody who has an illegal connection, please report it either to the water company or to the water police units or to the water services regulator.
WASREB, celebrating 20 years of water services regulation.
Asanteni sana kwa kuwezesha Lotomoto kuwafikia wengi wasiojiweza kupitia star 570 hash. Hapo umewafuta wengi machozi, umewaelimisha, umewapa makao, umewapa lishe na umewapa matibabu kwa namna tofauti. Asanteni.
Asanteni. Asanteni sana.
Na kwako wewe mchezaji wa Lotomoto, unajipa fursa ya kujishindia Probox nayo. Na kama Probox haikufai na umejishindia, tunakupa taslim 750,000 Kenyan shillings na mshindi na mtangaza 30th of June. Na mwezi wa July 28th na mtangaza mshindi wa Demio nayo. Na kama utaki na umeshinda, wacha gari. Chukua chapa 750,000 Kenyan shillings kwenye star 570 hash. Wewe si mshindi tu, wewe ni tegemeo kubwa. Tusaidie na tushinde!
This World Blood Donor Day, join us in celebrating 20 years of giving. Thanks to blood donors, I'm here today. Your donations gave me a second chance. Join us in making a difference. Happy World Blood Donor Day 2024. This message is brought to you by the Kenya Blood Transfusion and Transplant Service.
Thank you for keeping it easy. Friday, time for business news. My name is Betty Kiptum. Now we start off with some good news where fuel prices will be cheaper in the next 1 month after the petroleum landing cost decreased considerably. Kenyans will pay 3 shillings less for a litre of petrol, with diesel and kerosene prices dropping by 6 shillings and 8 cents and 5 shillings and 71 cents respectively.
At the stroke of midnight, Kenyans will enjoy lower fuel prices after the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority reduced the retail prices of petroleum products. Data from the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority indicates that the landed cost of super petrol decreased by 1.95%, while kerosene was down by 6.84%. Diesel, on the other hand, was lower by 3.92%. In addition, the shilling strengthened against the dollar from 134 shillings and 63 cents in April to 132 shillings and 72 cents, further reducing the import cost. This means a litre of super petrol decreases by 3 shillings, diesel is cheaper by 6 shillings and 8 cents, while kerosene reduces by 5 shillings and 71 cents. Fuel will be cheapest in Mombasa, where a litre of super petrol, diesel and kerosene will retail at 168 shillings and 66 cents, 169 shillings and 93 cents, and 160 shillings respectively. In Nairobi, a litre of super petrol will retail at 189 shillings and 84 cents, diesel at 173 shillings and 10 cents, and kerosene at 163 shillings and 5 cents. Fuel will be most costly in Mandera, where a litre of petrol, diesel and kerosene will retail at 203 shillings and 84 cents, 187 shillings and 10 cents, and 177 shillings and 6 cents respectively. Benson Rioba reporting for Easy Friday.
To aviation matters now, Kenya Airways plans to onboard a financial strategic investor in a bid to narrow its losses and plow in additional profits in the next financial year. Kenya Airways CEO Alan Kilavuka says the national carrier is banking on more passenger numbers, increased demand and heightened cargo capacity to make the carrier attractive to investors. Alan Aoko reports.
The National Treasury spent 17.4 billion shillings between July last year and March to service a debt that it had guaranteed Kenya Airways. This is in addition to 83.1 billion shillings spent on the loan and capital injection to the airline between July 2020 and June 2023. This indicating some of the legacy debt KQ needs to shed off.
The milestone is a break-even by 2024. But what we have always said is at the minimum break-even, which means that it will be break-even plus, make a profit, nominal profit for whatever it is. So we have not upgraded our milestone. What the chairman is referring to is that we will be better than break-even. So we expect to make a nominal profit.
During its 48th annual general meeting, the history of government bailouts featured, but the airline clarified that it was not off the hook yet.
Our obligation in terms of these loans continues. We still are obligated, even though the government has taken over possibly the payment of the loans, because it's now a dollar-denominated loan and they have a better access to foreign exchange, etc., etc. But we still owe the loan to the Kenya government. So it's not that we're off the hook at all.
This coming at a time when the airline has been facing service capacity drawbacks and general economic headwinds, this including staff retention challenges, which the airline says it has since posted 64% improvement in staff satisfaction.
We have developed what we call an employee value proposition, so that employees will choose us as opposed to others. We will, of course, lose staff because it's natural to do that. So we have now a feed-in program that we make sure that we have an inlet of talent.
The airline narrowed its losses to 22.6 billion shillings from 38.2 billion shillings in the year ended December. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, predicts a full recovery of the aviation industry from the COVID-19 crisis in 2024. Alan Aoko, Easy Friday.
And ACI Worldwide, a digital payment company, has signed a partnership agreement with InterSwitch Kenya and 31 other African countries. The partnership is expected to benefit consumers through enhanced operational efficiency, cross-border transactions and real-time payments.
With only 21 countries in Africa having access to 29 domestic switching initiatives, InterSwitch company says there is need for early adoption of instant payment functionality in order to reduce transaction costs for the 27 remaining countries.
27 countries lack any domestic instant payment functionality. That means 27 countries in Africa have very high cost of transactions. We believe that the key implication for this is that early adopters of national switches and domestic switching initiatives, whether in-house or domestic switching, will win.
The initiative also aims to ensure rapid response to regulatory requirements by government in the payment landscapes, bearing in mind the emerging changes in the sector, especially in cryptocurrencies and cloud computing.
Over the last few years, we've seen things like cryptocurrencies come, we've seen things like cloud computing come, etc., that has forced regulators to think differently. Now, we have to work with them to make sure that as they think differently, or as we think differently, we help them to work differently.
The 20 years joint partnership towards payment seeks to enable bank and financial institutions face new competition rapidly, fast payment requirements in order to drive transformation.
It will also enable them to respond rapidly to fast-changing requirements in the payments landscape. Lastly, this partnership between ACI and InterSwitch signifies joint commitment to driving transformation across the financial services sector in the continent of Africa.
Ian Muse for Easy Friday.
And the government has set aside 1.4 billion shillings for the construction of landing sites for fisherfolk along the coastal line. Speaking during the dissemination of the 4th Medium-Term Plan 2023-2027 in Mombasa, Blue Economy Cabinet Secretary Salim Mvurya also announced the reduction in fees for studying of International Convention on Standards of Training, Certification and Watchkeeping for Seafarers courses at the Bandari Maritime Academy from 35,000 to 15,000 shillings in a bid to make maritime training more accessible to aspiring seafarers.
Are underway for the construction of landing sites for fishermen along the coastline. Speaking during the dissemination of the 4th Medium-Term Plan 2023-2027 in Mombasa, the Cabinet Secretary for Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, Salim Mvurya, revealed that the government has already allocated 1.4 billion shillings for the construction of landing sites along the Kenyan coastline.
We will spend 1.4 billion for infrastructure, but we will also spend a further 2 billion to support the fisheries groups, the BMUs, so that they're able to establish their equipment, and also we see how we support them in training. I want to take this opportunity of disseminating this MTP4 to tell all Kenyans that we have now reviewed the fees for STCW from 35,000 to 15,000, and that will take effect immediately.
Mvurya further disclosed that the government is on course to revive stalled blue economy projects in the coastal region.
Ile sehemu ya Forodhani na sehemu ya Likoni ambayo kulikuwa na masoko na miradi ambayo imekuwa ikianzishwa, nataka kuhakikishia hii Likoni Fish Market tayari tumepata kandarasi. Tunakuja aendeleze, na we are actually assessing all the projects in the coast region that relate to blue economy, even those that had stalled, so that we are able to revive them na ziweze kuwasaidia watu wetu.
The CS also noted that the beach management units along the coast will also benefit from fully fledged boats that will enable the fishermen to explore deeper waters that were previously inaccessible, enhancing their fishing capacity and promoting sustainable fishing practices.
Pwani nzima tumenunua boti mpya 150 ambazo tayari ziko tayari za kusaidia wavuvi wetu. Na ingine pia nataka kusema hapa kaunti ya Mombasa na kaunti hizi 5 ya kufungamana na ufuo wa bahari, tuna boti zingine 5 mbali na hizo 150, tuna zingine 5 ambayo ni ya deep sea ambayo itasaidia BMUs kuweza kuingia ndani zaidi katika sehemu hiyo ya uvuvi.
And that story brings us to a close of business news. Sports news is coming up with Bernardo Kumu. My name is Betty Kiptum. Good night.
Una malimbikizi ya ushuru? Mamlaka ya utozaji ushuru nchini KRA inakupa msamaha wa adhabu na riba ya ushuru kufikia tarehe 31 Disemba 2022 kupitia Tax Amnesty Program. Ili kujua jinsi ya kupata msamaha, jiunge nasi kwenye maonyesho ya barabarani kote nchini ukiletewa na KRA kwa ushirikiano na KBC. Pia tutakuelekeza jinsi ya kujaza fomu za ushuru na kujisajili kwa e-Teams, mfumo mpya unaokusaidia kutoa risiti za kidijitali kwa njia rahisi. Ijumaa tarehe 14 Juni, msafara wetu utaingia kaunti ya Uasin Gishu katika maeneo ya Cheptiret, Langas, 64 Stadium, Chepkoilel Junction, Juakali na Eldoret Town. Kisha Jumamosi tarehe 15 Juni, tutatembelea kaunti ya Trans Nzoia, maeneo ya Soi, Nangili, Matunda, Moisbridge, Kitale, Cherangani, Endebess, Kiminini, Kwanza na Saboti. KRA, tulipe ushuru, tujitegemee.
Kurumisha ndege. Aviator instant game. Be a daring pilot and earn by how much high you can lift the plane. The higher you fly, the higher your win. The sky is the limit. Mozart Bet.
Sports News is brought to you by Mozart Bet.
Glad that you're still watching Easy Friday, and time to get the latest from the sports world with me, Bernard Okumu. Let's begin with athletics, where former 5,000 meters world record holder Faith Kipyegon will be traveling to Paris next month in search of a first Olympic gold medal in the event after qualifying ahead of the queue on day one of the athletics Kenya national trials today at the Nyayo National Stadium. Now, 10,000 meters world record holder Beatrice Chebet will run with her side by side at the Olympic Games set to begin on 26th of July in France.
With 2 Olympic gold medals in her bag already over the 1,500-meter distance, Faith Kipyegon will this time round search for yet another Olympic gold medal in the 5,000 meters, having qualified for the Games first at the trials held today in Nairobi. Kipyegon clocked 14 minutes 46.28 seconds to win the 5,000 meters final ahead of 10,000 meters world record Beatrice Chebet and Margaret Chelimo, who was second and third respectively. World bronze medalist Faith Cherotich also booked her ticket to Paris as she hunts for her first Olympic medal in the 3,000-meter steeplechase. Cherotich clocked 9 minutes 22.28 seconds to win the event final at Nyayo Stadium, securing her place in Team Kenya ahead of Beatrice Chepkoech, who was second. After winning 1 gold medal each at the 2022 World Under-20 Championship, 2023 World Cross-Country Championship, and the Africa Under-20 Championship, Reynold Kipkorir Cheruiyot has a chance to add a senior medal to his collection after making it to Team Kenya's Paris list with a convincing win in the 1,500 meters final. Kipkorir clocked 3 minutes 35.63 seconds to win ahead of Daniel Munguti and Timothy Cheruiyot, who was second and third respectively. Lilian Odira edged world champion Mary Moraa in the 800 meters final to also make the team for Paris. Odira finished the 2-lap race in 1 minute 59.27 seconds ahead of Mary Moraa and Sarah Moraa, who was third. The 2-day national trials, televised live on KBC Channel 1, will end tomorrow at the Nyayo National Stadium.
And Kenya Under-17 women's team junior starlets will be going for a double against Burundi when the two teams meet for the second leg of the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifier at Ulinzi Sports Complex on Sunday. Now, Kenya defeated Burundi 3-0 last Sunday in Addis Ababa in their first leg, earning them a healthy advantage over their opponents. Starlets head coach Mildred Cheche says they were able to beat Burundi due to the adequate preparations they had before the match, and despite them being ahead, the squad is solely focused on their training in order to win the return leg. Now, should Starlets progress, they will make history by becoming the first Kenyan team to qualify for a FIFA World Cup set for October 16th to November 3rd in Dominican Republic. Elsewhere, world cross-country champion Beatrice Chebet was named the LG SJAC Sports Personality of the Month for May following her stellar performance at the Prefontaine Classic in Eugene, USA. Chebet made history as the first ever woman to run the 10,000 meters distance in under 29 minutes after clocking 28 minutes 54.14 seconds. Chebet beat 12 other strong candidates for the award, including reigning FI Africa Rally champion and current series leader Karan Patel, Gor Mahia striker Benson Omala, Harambee Starlets player Rebecca Okwaro, and eSport star Bilal Mohammed, among others. Further afield now, where Euro 2024 is set to kick off tonight at the Munich Football Arena as host Germany hope to continue with their winning ways against a Scotland side that has never beaten them. Now, Scotland manager Steve Clarke is hopeful that his side is in good position of securing 3 points against Germany in Group A. Scotland have lost 4 matches and drawn 1 in their previous 5 meetings with Germany. Tomorrow, Spain will face Croatia, while 2020 winners Italy will play against Albania in Group B. Group C matches on Sunday will see Slovenia facing Denmark, and Serbia will play England before Poland clashes with Netherlands in Group D. That's also on Sunday. And remember that the Euros, of course, begin tonight. That's at 10 p.m. Germany against Scotland, opening that particular European showpiece. But remember also locally, a lot is happening this particular weekend, including the ongoing trials where Kenya is picking a team that will represent it at the Olympic Games in Paris. That all culminating tomorrow at Nyayo National Stadium, and follow the proceedings on KBC Channel 1. There's also the Billie Jean King Cup, where Angela Octo will be leading her teammates against South Africa as they seek the ticket to Group 2 Africa Billie Jean King Cup, and also Junior Starlets on Sunday on the cusp of history. That's it from me. I'm Bernardo Kumu.
Sports News was brought to you by Mozart Bet.
You can lift the plane. The higher you fly, the higher your win. The sky is the limit. Mozart Bet.
All right, and with that, it's time for us to say goodbye to you. That was Bernardo Kumu with the latest in the world of sports. But before I leave, there's a story that you must watch. And tonight in My Culture, we delve into the extraordinary life and legacy of Elijah Masinde, a revered figure among the Luya sub-tribe of Wabukusu. His prophecy was drawn thousands to his home, turning it into a pilgrimage site, fulfilling a vision that he had before his death. So that's a story that we're going to leave you with on My Culture right here on Easy Friday. I am Shiksha Arora. Our Sign Lounge interpreter tonight has been Susan Thuku. I'll do this with you next week, same time, same place. Until then, have yourselves a fantastic Friday and an even better weekend. Good night.
To his tribesmen and women, Elijah Masinde was not just a prophet, but also a freedom fighter who played a significant role in Kenya's struggle for independence. He was imprisoned at Kapenguria alongside Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the man who would eventually become Kenya's founding president. Masinde's wife also faced imprisonment for her participation in the fight for freedom.
Mwezi wa 8 nilikaa rumande nikiwa na mtoto wangu wa pili akiwa na mwaka mmoja. Kwa hivyo sisi tumefungwa, tumepikana. Hata mwenye achapikana lakini amefika hapa, huyo tayari ni wa Mzambwe.
on June 6th at Masinde's home in Maeni, Kimilili, Bungoma County, thousands of people, young and old, gather to commemorate his legacy. The event is a vibrant celebration featuring bands that showcase their drumming skills, transitioning through various rhythms. A shrine at the entrance to his home symbolizes Masinde's deep religious influence, with many followers regarding him as their prophet.
Kwa ajili ya kukumbuka mzee wetu Elijah Wanameme ambaye alikuwa kiongozi wa dini na vile vile alipigania haki ya Waafrika.
Hii ni mwaka yake ya 37 tangu akufa. Tulikuja hapa tu kuselebrate hiyo siku yake ya mwaka wa 37 tangu akufa.
Dini Msambwa, the denomination Masinde founded, embraces followers of all ages. Children as young as 8 years are trained in the art of drumming, preserving the cultural heritage. During gatherings, men and women sit separately, adhering to a rule Masinde established. Chairs are reserved for men, while women sit on the ground, stretching their legs. This tradition reflects the teachings of Dini Msambwa. Entering the shrine requires one to remove their shoes, as it is considered a sacred place. When praying, followers face Mount Elgon, which they believe to be their Zion. Before his death, Masinde showed his elder son the preferred spot for his burial. His younger brother, unaware of this, repeatedly encountered bones while digging until they reached the exact location Masinde had indicated. Today, his grave remains a well-fenced site where many come to pay tribute to the Bukusu prophet, guided through rituals by those in charge.
Tangu 1987 tukianza kukumbusha mzee wetu Elijah Masinde kama shujaa wetu, hatujaona umati kama huu.
The family struggles to make ends meet, as highlighted by Bukusu elder Wilson Webby.
Hata mtoto ameandikwa kukoma hiyo kwa sababu hawajasoma. Ukiangalia aliwacha wajane 3, ukiangalia vile nyumba wajane wanakaa.
Professor Bonventure Kare, chairman of the Bukusu Council of Elders Kimilili branch, praises Masinde's significant contribution to the independence struggle.
He was on the front line in opposing colonialism, and he was telling everybody else to resist working for the colonialists. Believed that the Bukusus had a culture God-given.
During the anniversary celebrations, the CEC for Sports and Culture, Bungoma County, addressed the masses in traditional seating arrangements.
Even establish a library here. If we can secure this fence, now we have secured the mausoleum the way it is secured.
Elijah Masinde's legacy continues to inspire and guide many, a testament to his enduring influence. Jackie Wambiru, My Culture.
Nimepitia wakati mgumu sana. Tena anaandikwa kazi. Mpaka nafutwa juu ya huyu tu mtoto. Kila mahali naenda ni mtoto. Kila kitu ni mtoto. Mimi mwenyewe kuna siku nilikuwa nimefikiria kujirusha hapa. Tu na mtoto wangu kama nimembeba na mgongo. Tuende tu.